the battles that we lost, the chances I gave you, I never complained, it's true.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Interview with a Schizophrenic. I'm your host, Duncan Samrasinger, and today I have a guest from the United Kingdom, Shannon. Hello Shannon, how are you doing today?
Hi, I'm all right. How are you?
Yeah, I'm absolutely fine. The weather's nice. Well, actually, I come down with a bit of a virus. I'm wondering if it's the coronavirus, but I'm not sure.
Oh, I hope
But
not.
I don't know. I'm not entirely sure what it is. It might just be stress or something, but I don't know. Anyway, let's start the interview. So Shannon, tell me, how did your mental health journey begin?
Well, I think my first symptoms were probably when I was a kid, when I was about 6.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
I was really paranoid, and
yeah.
I had this thing where I thought there was this like old hag that would wait at the top of the stairs when I was walking down the stairs. I could feel her watching me,
Right, okay.
and I thought she was going to get me. But
Did you actually see that? Was it a dream or was it a hallucination? What was that?
I never saw her. I was scared to death of seeing her. I could just feel her
Okay,
behind me. I could feel
okay,
her hiding behind corners in the house waiting for me. It was really
okay,
creepy.
okay,
Um, I think my symptoms started when I was about 16, 17, and
okay,
uh, it started with voices
yeah,
at night when I was trying to sleep. I couldn't sleep because of all the voices. And then I started to think that I was broadcasting my thoughts out to
okay,
everybody.
yeah,
And I thought my neighbor was a psychic vampire
okay,
and was sucking the sanity out of me.
okay. So did you get admitted to hospital or did you see your GP? What happened then?
Not until I was 18. I was 18 when I signed myself into the hospital. I actually
Yeah,
moved away from home at 17. Um,
yeah,
Nobody really noticed. I was depressed before that, and I just sort of cut myself off from everybody and hung out in my room, so nobody really noticed. Uh,
okay,
I was really scared to tell anybody about my symptoms.
okay.
So it was when I was 18. I signed myself into the hospital, and that's when I got diagnosed.
So this would have been about the turn of the century, wouldn't it? About year 2000 around then?
Around then, yeah.
Yeah. I actually became ill. I actually went into hospital around that time as well. My first admission to
Oh,
hospital was
really?
around, yeah. It was because it was a lot different back then. Because I don't know if you've been to a mental health ward recently, but they're a lot different to how they were, say, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Because back then we had like a smoking room. Did you have a smoking
Yeah,
room in?
yeah. I used to smoke all the
Exactly.
time in the hospital.
Yeah, it's like we had a smoking room where you could smoke, and it was normal.
In my
And
hospital, they came around every hour and lit your cigarette.
yeah, because it was for people for that it would be people with mental health smoke
Yeah,
like as a relief, which is kind of true. But these days it's illegal, isn't it? You're not allowed
yeah.
to smoke in a hospital. But so what happened? What was your diagnosis? What did they diagnose you with?
Paranoid schizophrenia
Okay, okay,
and panic attacks.
okay, okay. And you were diagnosed at 18.
Yep, yeah.
Okay. So did they put you on medication?
They did. I don't remember what it was at the time.
Okay,
It's
antipsychotics.
yeah. It was an antipsychotic. I don't remember which one. Um,
Okay.
I actually had a brain hemorrhage at 20,
Oh, really?
and my symptoms went away
Yeah.
after my brain hemorrhage. and I went off my meds, and I was off my meds for like 18 years before the symptoms came back.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I
A
had my
brain
kids
hemorrhage?
and everything. Got
A
married,
brain
had kids, and
hemorrhage?
was fine. What's up?
But but a brain hemorrhage. I mean, so was it a mild hemorrhage? Was it? Did you
It
Because that's
was
quite
yeah, no. It was a knot of blood vessels in my brain. It's called
okay.
an AVM,
Okay.
arteriovenous malformation, and it just
Okay.
sort of exploded one day.
Oh,
And
blimey.
I spent a week in hospital after that.
Okay.
Uh, Not on the psych ward, obviously, but
Okay.
but I had a lot of sleep paralysis after the brain hemorrhage,
Yeah.
like a
Yeah.
lot, like every time I fell asleep for a few weeks. But they didn't give me my meds in the hospital, so when I came home, I forgot to take them, and after about 2 weeks, I was good. I was fine.
So when did it all start up again? Then you said
I was
18 years
about
later.
I was about 38. It was about 5 years ago.
And so what started again?
Um, well, I had a complete psychotic break.
Okay. Okay. And a psychotic break is essentially a break from reality.
Yeah,
It's when you, it's what you perceive as reality and non-reality get mixed up,
yeah.
essentially. So basically, your schizophrenia symptoms returned.
Yes, yes, they did.
So did they put your medication again, or
Yeah, they put me on quetiapine first, and I'm on aripiprazole now.
okay, okay? And were you getting any side effects?
With the quetiapine, yeah, it was bad. I put
Yeah,
on I put on about 2 stone
yeah,
in 2 months, and uh, I slept so much, and I just
yeah,
found it hard to get up and do anything,
yeah.
which makes it hard with kids. So
Oh, yeah, definitely. How old are your children?
I've got an 18-year-old, I've got a 12-year-old, and I've got a 7-year-old.
Okay, okay. So so I've got some questions. So how did your friends react? Because it's kind of different with you because you got better, and then you relapsed in a way, didn't you?
Yeah, yeah.
But so did your how did your friends react when you relapsed? Was it okay or
Um, well, I live in a different country now than I did when I first got sick. So
okay?
the friends I have now are good. Yeah,
Yeah,
I've been able to be pretty open with them.
okay. No, I think it's the best way is to be open. Um, I think it only becomes difficult if you're in like a office environment where
Yeah,
they can be because it can be quite toxic and they can do you know what I mean they won't like understand it's all about like they call it like mental strength and all this sort of thing. It's
yeah,
not
definitely.
it's not to have a mental illness is not a weakness, it's just a condition, right? But if you I think it can be some like work environments can be toxic and difficult to talk about
Yeah.
mental health, and especially schizophrenia because there's so much discrimination. Have you ever faced discrimination or stigma like during your life?
Um, I lost a lot of friends
Yeah,
when I first got it, and
yeah.
yeah, I lost a lot of friends, definitely.
Okay, so the fact that you're a stay-at-home mum is is that to do with mental health? Is that because you don't want to work because of your mental health condition?
um,
Is that a factor?
it's it's partly a factor.
Yeah,
I would like to get a job. I would like to work now that
yeah,
my kids are a bit older and in school and
yeah,
stuff. Um,
yeah.
I'm not sure what I would do. It's been so long I've been without a job that I'm not sure what I would go back to. But
Yeah, I mean there are like jobs in mental health, like peer support, where you're a peer support worker, where you help, say young people with mental health problems.
That would be really
Um,
cool. I think I'd
yeah,
really enjoy that.
yeah, that sort of thing is quite good. Um, so yeah, so tell me, so at the moment, how are you coping at the moment? Because obviously I found you on a schizophrenia this community on the internet. So how's your life affected at the moment?
I have good days and bad days, you know.
Yeah,
Um, the meds help a lot, but
yeah,
they don't help entirely. I still have delusions and stuff sometimes. I catch myself out. I'm quite good at catching myself out. So it's the negative symptoms, I think, mostly that affect me at this point.
yeah. So negative symptoms are like apathy, depression, withdrawal. They're the
Yeah,
kind of yeah. Those they make it hard to live day to day, because you might not it might be difficult to stick to a daily routine because
yes,
of negative symptoms. Because I mean I also get affected by those as well,
yeah.
and I know it is quite difficult. So what what are your sort of things you have delusions about?
Um, I do, I do find myself thinking I can read minds, and
Okay,
I have to take a step back and be like, this is all in your head. You need to communicate
okay.
with people and not just assume things because
So how do you to read minds? Do you hear voices as well?
sometimes, not lately, not the past week or two, but yeah.
Okay. Because okay, fine. I mean, so if you can read someone's mind, do you hear it as a thought or as a voice in the head?
Sometimes I just assume I know what they're thinking.
Okay, because that's kind of like there's a couple of things here that make it complicated. One thing is women's intuition. So so women's intuition is a natural kind of accepted way of like women can understand what somebody's thinking. And also schizophrenia, controversially, there is a bit of that psychic element in it, which
Yeah,
is not, it's not, it's kind of, it's not mainstream, it's not taught by in medical school, but, there is a lot of talk about it, that there could be a psychic element. So
yeah,
there are a couple of things in there. But yeah, I know delusions can be can be troublesome because it can conflict with your reality. You know,
yeah. You find
it
yourself
can,
acting on it, and
yeah,
it's not necessarily based in what's really going on.
yeah.
My voices a lot of the time are people I know. They
Okay.
sound like people I know, so I find that confusing.
So, what do you believe the voices are?
I honestly don't know. Just
Yeah.
something wrong with my head.
Yeah, it's difficult. I don't know. I mean, I also have voices, and it can be quite painful and stressful. And there's no, a doctor never tells us. Again, the doctor tells us, yeah, it's a chemical imbalance. Take the
Yeah,
medication, and it'll go away, basically. But for us, we experience it every day, you know, it's difficult.
yeah. It's
So
hard sometimes to find where you draw the line too. Is it just my
yeah,
inner thoughts, or is this starting to become a problem? You know
yeah,
what I mean? Like,
I do know. Yeah, yeah. I mean, like because also my voices sound like people I know, so I get angry with those people in real life. Like
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
But it's difficult. It's difficult to confront them because how can you do that? Um, do you
Yeah,
know what I mean? It's kind of difficult, but then it could be nothing to do with them whatsoever.
yeah,
So yeah. So
yeah.
what sort of things do you do in your life to help you cope with your mental health symptoms?
Um, I just try to take it really easy.
Mm,
I spend a lot of time distracting myself. I
mm,
try to stick to a basic schedule, which
yeah,
I have to because of the kids, obviously, but
yeah,
not as much now that we're in lockdown.
yeah.
But
Do you do and so you listen to music?
yes,
Yeah.
yes, quite a bit.
And do you practice any art or anything?
You know what? I used to, and I would like to again, but I'm out of supplies at the moment. So I think that's
Mm,
something I'm going to do in the coming weeks. Um, I've run out of paper in my sketchbook. I've run out of paints.
okay. Yeah, because definitely like art. I think I think you know when you have a schizophrenia diagnosis, part of it is to express to your loved ones what you're feeling, and what a good way is to draw and to paint and to show your emotions on the paper. You
Yeah,
know, I think that's a nice way to do it. So, okay, this is great. Would you? Is there anything you would like to say to anybody listening? You know, is there something which I haven't asked you about, which you would like to say?
I think just that it's it's hard, but it's
Yeah,
not like I get a lot of people that are like, "Oh my god, this is the most horrible thing that could ever happen."
yeah,
And it's not, it's my life, you know?
yeah.
Um, yeah, we're just regular people.
Just a normal person. You're not, you know, because schizophrenia. If you read it in the news, it's usually about a serial killer or something like this, which is a very disturbing for 99% of people diagnosed with schizophrenia because we're struggling with strange symptoms
Yeah.
and we would like to be accepted by people, not to be stigmatized, you know.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
I agree with you. Okay, that's great. Let's wrap it up here. Thank you
Okay.
very much, Shannon, for speaking with me. I will add some music to the that hopefully you will like to the end of the show.
Cool.
So, because Shannon likes cold wave and dark wave music.
I know what you want, but I don't wanna talk.
Okay, thank you very much, Shannon. It's an absolute pleasure to speak to you.
Yeah,
They
thanks for
say it's
having
no
me.
one's fault, the battles that we lost, the chances I gave you, I never complained, it's true. The nights you didn't call, did not come home at all. Who's gonna hold your hand in the dark? Who's gonna warm your cold, cold heart? Not me, it's not me. Not me, it's not me. Who's gonna be there when you're breaking down? Who's gonna fix you when I'm not around? Not me, it's not me. Not me, it's not me. Who's gonna say when you're phone like there is nothing wrong. You think we can pretend, keep acting to the end. Oh baby, you're crazy. Think you can still fool me? You know the time is up, you'll never be enough. Who's gonna hold your hand in the dark? Who's gonna warm your cold, cold heart? Not me, it's not me. Not me, it's not me. Who's gonna be there when you're breaking down? Who's gonna fix you when I'm not around? Not me, it's not me. Not me, it's not me. Who's gonna stay when you're falling apart? Who's gonna warm your cold, cold heart? Who's gonna warm your cold heart? Yeah.